Hey everyone, welcome to the first ever episode of Oakland Overtime, where we talk about everything OU athletics. Alongside Jason Ross Jr., I'm Jenna Rose. We're brought to you by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan and Meyer. The purpose of this show is to peel back the personalities of our student athletes, recap games, and preview upcoming matchups. Jay and I had the opportunity to cover both men's and women's basketball earlier this season, and we're so excited to jump into this realm talking about everything happening on Oakland's campus.
Could not be more excited, Jen, to have the OU family back on campus and back on time this year after the 2020 Horizon League fall sports were delayed due to the pandemic. And because of that, we have a jam-packed debut edition for you, including OU men's soccer getting their first exhibition match rolling, OU women's soccer head coach Juan Favreau getting mic'd up. We have a feature on OU men's basketball player Trey Townsend that you will not want to miss, in addition to our women's basketball team playing a role in today's show as well. It's jam-packed to say the least, and we can't wait to have you with us for this episode of Oakland Overtime.
It's been 270 days since the last time the Oakland women's volleyball team competed in front of fans and played in last week's black and gold scrimmage. Jason, that clip literally gave me chills. I know you're a huge college volleyball fan. How excited are you for the season to go underway in less than 2 weeks?
Incredibly excited, Gia. That just chills are running down my spine as well, because it wasn't until late January that Horizon League volleyball began a year ago due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So this year, we're not only not taking for granted having fans back, but simply starting on time.
The black team defeated the gold 2-1 in a best 2 out of 3 inter-squad scrimmage. Outside hitter Patty Cesarini led the way with 13 kills. She was named to the Horizon League All-Freshman team in 2021. And Jay, she's picking up right where she left off at camp.
Cesarini has been impressive so far in the offseason, an explosive outside hitter who will likely be set even more frequently this upcoming season as her role continues to expand. Still has 4 years of eligibility remaining as well due to the COVID pandemic. Jamie Walling is another returning player as a graduate student. She has set all-time marks that are so impressive at that middle hitter position. Lindsay Whiteman, another one of the all-time dig leaders in Oakland history, one of the more impressive defensive players in general in the Horizon League. So there is an ample amount of talent returning for this team to be very good in 2021.
Yeah, dialing back to Walling, she has 1,138 career kills to her name, ranks 3rd in OU history, is the 9th in a Golden Grizzlies uniform for that Oakland women's volleyball team to surpass the 1,000 kill mark. Madison Ross is also back in action. She's a junior setter, and she's bringing that firepower with her to the court. She has been pivotal in the team chemistry as the group is gearing up for their first match on August 27th against Western Kentucky. But now it's time to introduce you to one of the OU athletes.
Three to 40. J-Mo, the bounce pass to Parrish. He breaks the timeline. J-Mo being hassled by Warwick. A lot of contact. Mike Short to get the ball. Now goes to Parrish. Parrish goes to Trey Townsend on the right block. Pump fake goes up and scores.
Now joined by OU freshman basketball forward Trey Townsend. Trey, thanks again for joining us today. We really appreciate it. And I just want to take you back a bit. We touched on the family lineage at Oakland University. How old were you when you knew that you wanted to become a Golden Grizzly?
I would probably say as early as I could remember, I've always wanted to play here. As early as I could remember, I would be coming to games and seeing the atmosphere. I just wanted to one day wear the black and gold uniform and play for, this city.
and your parents skipping to play basketball at OU in the late 80s. You had an older sister who graduated from Oakland, younger brother who's now an incoming freshman here at Oakland on the soccer team. I guess when you examine that family history, what were the emotions you felt on signing day, knowing you'd fulfill that dream?
It was definitely a surreal experience. Signing day for me was during, the COVID period and stuff like that, so I didn't get to do it in front of, my Oxford, friends like that, but just be able to do it in front of my family at home. I just did it at home like that. It was kind of like I completed that lifelong goal of mine. Like I said, I've been wanting to come here since, as early as I can remember, and to finally sign that piece of paper saying, I made it, it was something that I'll never forget.
Is there any one piece of advice from your mom and dad that you would attest to your motivation to become a college athlete?
I would just say they always, from a young age, for me and my siblings, they said we could do anything we put our mind to, and that kind of instilled that work ethic in me, that as long as I work my hardest, things will eventually fall into line, and I ended up getting here along with that advice, so I'm thankful for them.
You mentioned your siblings there. I mentioned your younger brother, Zach, who is now playing soccer at Oakland University as a freshman. What were the emotions like in the Townsend household when you knew there would be two of you on campus at the same time?
That was really cool. I really wanted him to pursue basketball, but I'm happy that he's here playing soccer. I know he loves that. He has a great passion for that, and I'm excited to see what, he brings to this team, and I know he enjoys the sport. I know he's happy to be here, so I'm just happy that, he's happy.
You guys are continuing the legacy, but for you personally, when you look back, I guess, down the road, how would you like for your legacy as an OU men's basketball player and a student here to be remembered?
I just want to be remembered as kind of, that guy that grew up around the facilities, kind of that hometown kid can, pursue that goal of playing college basketball for his dream school, stuff like nothing is out of reach as long as you work hard, and anything can happen as long as, you got people believing in you, you believe in yourself, and hard work will get you there.
Love that, Trey. Any personal goals for you this particular season?
I just want to help the team win in as many ways as possible. I wouldn't say really any specific things like that, but team goals. Obviously, we want to win the league championship and make it to March Madness this year. We were one game short last year, and we're hoping to, get that one more win and make it all the way to the tournament.
And thanks, Trey. Really appreciate your time again.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Oakland women's soccer head coach Juanpa Favreau is one of the more energetic characters you're going to meet whenever you step foot on campus. Best known as Juanpa, he joined us for this week's Mic'd Up segment. Heading into his fourth season manning the ship here for the women's soccer team, he had plenty to share with us during his summer practice.
Ooh. Keep it, keep it. I thought that was good. Was enough French. Good ball. Aye, Bear, aye! You gotta have a forward penetrating movement, not a I'm gonna support it. What we need to see is slashing runs forward. So wherever that person wanted takes a touch this way, we need slashing runs forward. Can we friends? Can we friends? Who wants it? Who wants it? Ole! Obviously, we want not just the dribbler, we want runs. We want you to assertively go to goal, score on France, yes? Liz, sprint. Don't watch her. Sprint to the goal. Maybe she plays it, maybe she shoots it, but you're there. Sprint. Talk, talk, talk. Good run. I like the run. Where's France? Oh! Yes, yes, Jess. It has to be you. Good job. Don't want you to get more hurt, you understand? It's gonna be okay. You'll be okay.
That energy that you talked about, Jen, is infectious around everyone with OU women's soccer right now. A team that's off to a good start in exhibition play. Kicked it off with a 3-0 win over Western Michigan this past week to get the ball rolling. Returning forwards and leading goal scorers Alexis Sabo and Sammy Lopez were involved early and often, in addition to some of the bright young newcomers as well. So this feels like a team that is poised and packed with potential for this season, G.
Another team on campus that is poised and packed with potential is the women's basketball team. I had the opportunity to catch up with head coach Jeff Tungate to hear his thoughts on the upcoming season. Hey everyone, we're now joined by OU women's basketball head coach Jeff Tungate. Coach, we know you're gearing up for the season, so thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, we got to talk about last season. The team had a home game during the Horizon League tournament. You matched a program record of 12 conference wins. What are the positives that you're able to pull when you reflect on last year?
Well, it was a good building block for us moving forward. Obviously we want more than 12. We want to finish higher than where we did as the 4th seed, but I think it gave our team a chance to taste what winning's like, and I think they want more of it. We've had a really good summer. I know we'll probably talk more about that later, but the summer I think has been good because they got the taste of winning. They know what it's like to win, and they want to get a lot more of it than what they had last year.
Oh, I bet they're so hungry. Now coming back on campus, how exciting is that buzz gearing up for this upcoming season?
Yeah, not having a summer last summer, it's great to have everybody back. Today was our last practice for the 8 weeks that we have for the summer, and we had a lot of enthusiasm in the gym, and they did a really good job this summer. And it's just fun to have everybody back on campus again and be able to practice and kind of return to some sort of normalcy that we weren't able to have last summer. So it's been great having everybody back.
One of my favorite parts about our conversations during the season was that you said that this is one of the best teams that you've coached when it comes to their chemistry. What are they displaying during practices right now that has you excited moving forward?
Well, with 7 new players, you never know how that's going to play out. You have a lot of new players in, but I think our returners have done a great job of embracing the new players and teaching them our system, our culture, and how we do things here. And the new players have done a great job of accepting that coaching from the upperclassmen. So that was my one concern going into the summer. When you got so many new players, you always wonder, is a returner going to not want to help the younger player because they might take their time? Is the younger player going to think they know more than the older player? But I've seen this summer, they've really worked well together. And, our chemistry this summer, I think, is even stronger than last year's team. And I thought last year's team chemistry was really good.
I love to hear that. And that brings up the next point. We have to talk about newly appointed captains, Kalasia Dean and Brianne Beatty. What went into the decision to put them in that position?
They're 2 people I trust. I trust them to get done what we need done as a team and as a program on and off the court. And I've just got all the confidence in the world in them to get the job done. And in our program, we talk about it that they may be the captains, but everybody in our program is a leader. And everybody in our program has a voice. But I just know for those 2, they've put in so much work, so much time. They've done a great job in their preparation for trying to become better leaders. And at the end of the day, I trust them. I trust they're going to do what we need to get done to be a good team.
The duo is certainly going to be electric out on the court. And Coach, final question for you. Looking into this upcoming season, what is one major focal point that you want to execute during practices?
We've got to defend. That's something we've really got to put an emphasis on. And I think we've done a good job of improving that side of the ball this summer. We've got to continue to improve on that side of the ball. And I think we've got the players that are capable of being a really good defensive team, but that's something that we've really emphasized, and it's something we're going to be really emphasizing once they get back in September.
The entire university is excited to watch you guys play. Coach, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Now we'll flip over to men's soccer. Head coach Eric Pogue is entering his 12th season. The team just came off of a 3-2 exhibition match win over Lawrence Tech.
3 different goal scorers in that match, Jen. Noah Jensen, Dylan Borchak, and Mikey Ketterman all tallied goals for OU last weekend. They celebrated, but naturally were still critical on what to improve moving forward.
OU assistant coach Paul Doro said afterwards that he feels the team could sharpen up their finishing in the box. Oakland set the bar pretty high last year when they led the Horizon League in total goals scored, so Daro felt that there were probably 3 or 4 goals left on the table against LTU.
High expectations, clearly, for both the men's and women's soccer teams this year at Oakland University. Just so cool to see them both starting on time and both destined for potentially winning seasons down the road here.
Yes, absolutely. But we wanted to thank you all for joining us on the first ever episode of Oakland Overtime. To get more Golden Grizzlies action, you can follow Golden Grizzlies on any social media platform, YouTube, Facebook, to stay up to date with your Grizzlies. For Jason Ross Jr., I'm Jenna Rose. We'll see you next week.